finally fixing up the Saab. I am fixing the exhaust leak by putting in a 3-inch downpipe. You don't have to go 3-inch. I had just previously built one, so it made sense for me to just put that one on this car, because the exhaust leak is right in the downpipe. I'll show you where it's kind of separated, and I'll show you the terrible fixes that I've tried to make to patch it up. Here is where I have a break. You can see I tack welded it a couple times in there, and then I got this exhaust sealant paste and I put that up in there, and obviously all broke, so I'm going to be replacing this whole downpipe assembly with a 3-inch one. But I already got the bolt off the bottom here. Really hard to see, but up in there was a bolt. Got that one out, and then you can see that there's one there and one here, so 2 more to take off, and then this downpipe here can slide that way. And these are 1/2-inch bolts. This would probably go quicker if you have like an electric ratchet or something like that, but I don't have one. Numero dos. You ever have those bolts that are too loose to use a ratchet on? They just kind of, but then you go to loosen them by hand and you just can't. That's what's happening now. There's number 3. So this downpipe should be all set to scoot on off. It's nice and loose, so get to go underneath and disconnect it from the rest of the exhaust with this awesome. Alright, here's my 3-inch downpipe. As you can see, a little rusty. It's used. This is the second Saab that it's going on. First one was my 9993. So what I'm going to do is roughly measure this one up and cut off the old one, leave a little bit extra length, and put an adapter on it to go from the 3-inch down to the stock piping, and we'll get the O2 sensors put in here and we'll be good. So yeah, I just have to do that. That's the hard part. So I guess one thing I gotta do is get this one off the hangers, get it dropped down, and then I have to cut it. It's time for a little persuasion. One thing you don't want to forget to do is disconnect your O2 sensors. I forgot. We'll just disconnect them now. Doesn't make a difference. You ever notice that when you need a flathead, all you have is Phillips heads? And when you need a Phillips head, all you have is flatheads? Well, I have a flathead now, so it's alright. So we got 3 connectors and 2 O2 sensors. So I'm leaning towards just disconnecting all 3, reconnecting the one that didn't need to. You gotta work smarter, not harder. Whatever's the least amount of effort. I feel. Oh, that was a good cracking noise, I hope. It's like when you crack your fingers. You're not quite sure if it was a good thing, if you move something out of place. I don't know what I'm doing. I just act like I do. And if you happen to be doing this on 97-900, your O2s are the front 2. Why would they do that? So they clamp the O2 sensor wire onto coolant fitting. And you can bet that I am not putting that back on. That's just not a good idea. Sorry, Saab, and your engineers who likely had master's degrees, and I'm just some guy in a barn that definitely knows better than they do. Ah! Whew. Boy, that hurt. Broke it free though. So for some reason, they decided to clip in the O2 sensor along its route with these clips. That's why I was taken off. Top one's a 10 mil, this one's a 13 mil. Because why use the same size when you can use two? Alright, it's looking like I can cut after that clamp and be alright. I am putting my life in the hands of a Harbor Freight jack. Probably not a great idea, but it's what we got. That works. You can see this is a 3-incher. We moved the O2 sensor up a little bit, at least the upstream. The downstream's more or less in the same spot. It's forward a little bit. So now I just gotta get that guy clamped in under the car. So managed to get the downpipe in. I got it all matched up to the exhaust underneath. It's all connected to my turbo up here. All I need to do is put in the O2 sensors, plug in the O2 sensors. Should be good. Should be done. I don't know if you can see, it's starting to get dark out, so it's probably 8:30. So I've been at this for 2-3 hours. Well, I have a medium-sized bolt stripper, so we'll go with that. Definitely should have threaded the O2s on the ground before the downpipe was in. I make mistakes so you don't have to. I'm just gonna leave that, and if it leaks I'll tighten it more. If it doesn't, we're done. All our clicks are clapped and all the connectors are together, is what I'm saying. Let's try to start it. What's the worst that happens? Oh yeah, we didn't clamp things. Do we need to? Do we really need to? I feel like we don't need to. Well, that exhaust was such a nice fit that I'm going to save on these clamps until it starts leaking. Then I'll use them. But don't wait till it leaks, you know. Do the right thing. Get the damn wrenches out. Fire in the hole. Well, good news is we didn't have to wait long for it to start leaking. Bad news, it's leaking, so I guess you want clamps after all, huh? Alright, so I'm not sure when that cut off, so I had to tighten up the clamps just a little bit more, and the exhaust stopped leaking. So we have 3-inch downpipe. It's honestly not much louder than stock, and it's definitely not any louder than it was with the exhaust leak. I'll set up a quick exhaust clip when we are over at my house. This thing's working well. There is one heat shield underneath that's rattling some. I'll get under there and get it out of the way, stop that rattling. What surprised me with that exhaust clip was you can actually hear the turbo spool up a little bit and spool back down. If you weren't able to catch it, make sure you rewind, wear some headphones, you should be able to hear it. That's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button. It lets me know that you enjoy these type of videos, and I know to make more of them. Take care.